It's March 22nd, 2020. Yeah, interesting times. And, still discovering past audio messages recorded in these connecting times. And they're still very relevant to what's happening. I think it's interesting that when I received these messages about the future time and this time that's coming where we would, have these choices to transform our consciousness and remember who we are, or continue on the path of fragmented thinking. There, as far as I remembered, there wasn't ever any, you're going to have a pandemic and, a lot of people are going to get sick. But of course, the messages have never been super specific. In a lot of ways, I think that's because the potentiality is there for humanity collectively to create something like this that hits their body, whether that would be, natural disasters where the mother would say, hey, hi, I'm here. Are you here? And then another way to do that would be to, have set a virus loose that brings people into the moment as well, because it's another hi there moment from the mother. So unless it reaches us on a physical level, direct hit, so to speak, people will still just create and recreate stories in the intellect. And then, as I posted on my blog, then they stick to their stories. And sticking to a story is not something that awakens the consciousness. So I'm here to connect again, as I do every Sunday, sometimes other days too. But this is my dedicated time that I guard ferociously. And we are at this point on the Olympic Peninsula. We're not, confined or sequestered or quarantined. It's just a strong recommendation that we do so. And I have no problem with that. I've done so much of the deeper work on my own, and throughout my life with these high vibrational beings visiting me, and then, the bioenergetic episodes as well. Even the DMT experience, it 5-MeO or whatever that exact name is for the kind that I did. All of these experiences bring you into the present moment where you feel and have a direct hit understanding of how much fear you carry in your being. And that is what I see the collective going through right now. It doesn't even matter, you can make up stories or continue your stories from the past that you're a victim of some kind of, government, or I don't know, what are all the names they call this? I don't even keep up with it. The stories, anytime they generate stories for you, I don't care how cool it is, how cool your reality show is, anytime you are looping in stories and attached to stories, you are not available to receive directly from Father, Mother, Creator, original source creators. And that's what's so tough right now with the level of brainwashing, that people are not able to see that this is occurring in their own consciousness. They project it out onto others and say that's what's happening to those people. And I dare say it is happening to you as well. Anyone with a story that has been given to you by some outside group. Unless we're receiving our data from within now, it is suspect. The reversal needs to take place to where you vibrate with this higher frequency field that is field of data that is available to you, but you can't access it until the fear is transmuted, and you're going to get to know your own levels of fear very intimately in these coming times. It's my understanding from my own data that it may be a series of catalytic kinds of events that force us into the present moment. And that's where we can transmute the fear, where we can remember. This is the only place in consciousness where we're going to remember and explode into that connection again. You can't do it from your head, just your thinking and thoughts. It might seem like you're making a connection, but unless you're actively, recognizing the pain and the fear that comes up, and maybe you're not there yet to where it hasn't touched you, whether directly or in your immediate family, whether it's COVID-19 or something else that reaches into your sphere of consciousness to where you have to drop down into the body and the heart in order to deal with it, process it, respond to it. Until that happens, you're very vulnerable to the manipulation going on in the media, whether it is the mainstream medium or the covert media, alternative medias. Doesn't matter. Once you make this shift, I think I was going there before, pick that thread back up, you reverse your consciousness back to its natural state, which is inner knowing, inner understanding, resonance with source, resonance with the field, the universal field. And then when data or information is presented to you in your outside world, you begin to discern more rapidly based on the resonance in your body, the response in your body, because it's come online with the universe. Based on that response, you know whether it is something, some data that is true. You'll know if it's untrue. Basically, what it boils down to is this data for you or not. And, once we're online again and we feel that restoration and that connection with truth, with a capital T, We don't need to judge other people or laugh at other people because of the things that they choose to believe or align with. The thing right now is everybody gets to align with what they believe or what they know. And if you are, creating clubs and, judging other people for not doing it right, then that means you're not connected. Because if you were connected, you would have no need at all to develop these specific tribes that are better than the other tribe. You would just simply go, oh, that's interesting data, but it's not something I'm aligned with. I'm busy creating over here with those that I resonate with. And if you are truly creating, resonating, building something that is for the good of all, then that's notable, and that's something that that's another marker to show you: are you in alignment with Source, or are you in alignment with something that this old dark energy that we're emerging from is still trying to, keep you stuck to give you a special story or a special role in this in these times. What I receive at night and in downloads throughout the day, and then I get to articulate. When I sit down and start talking, then it starts coming through because it wants to be articulated. And I can connect, in this resonant place, a deeper resonant place, and bring through these messages from this, these higher aspects of myself, or, the angelic, I don't know. I hesitate to say angelic, gold white light, let's say that, in the field of all this data that one can access when the vibration, your vibration unlocks it. It can unlock levels of it. Once you reach this vibratory place in your body and being, you will unlock more data and you will have more understanding. But that understanding comes from within. I can't stress this enough. It comes from within. There's an energetic understanding. You don't need it explained. You just go, oh, thank you. Pure understanding. And then that's when the synchronicities start. And you start to notice that it arrives in your, outer world through persons, places, and things. And you get that, synchronous marker that says, hey, you're aligned. It isn't just complete. You don't just get completely come online. You practice it. You have to engage with it once you're starting to unlock this data. I have experienced a certain level of resistance to what I share, and I watch people gravitate to those who give them these exercises, these things to do, where they can then report, what they saw and what they felt, and how exciting it is because they're getting information. And if one is not aware of the vibration of the ego, and this is where throughout the ages we've heard know thyself, and this is why it's so important to know thyself. And I always say thyself with a capital S. It has a higher energetic feeling and vibration than thyself with a small s. This is where the ego can come in and convince you that you are connected, convince you that you are having experiences that are special. It's a master at recreating creating what you're looking for to feel safe, to feel like you're in the right club and you are right, you are correct. That's very, very different from transcending that egoic level and allowing 100% vulnerability and openness, complete innocence and honesty, and just say, I don't know. I don't know anything. And please, Creator, original source, please show me what I need to know. Please raise me into the truth of who I am. And once you start saying prayers like this consistently, you will experience validation for, you'll receive acknowledgement. You'll receive something that says, yes, this is the way. And it's important not to, begin to tell stories, like capture that moment or, make it a special experience. Because I can't stress this enough. If you think enlightenment is the goal, you're going to be very disappointed, because enlightenment is really just that spark, that igniting of the divine within you, where you go, holy shit, I'm changed. I see things and know things now. I understand more. Well, that is the beginning of your journey to restoration of your wholeness, in form, on earth, in community with other humans. See, we're not going to be taken to caves and protected from this 3D mindset. We're going to engage with the community. We're going to, as this intelligence has told me so many times, we're demonstrators. And so you're either going to rise to this level of demonstrating love in the world, and demonstrating the reversal of consciousness back to natural law, back to the natural world, back to that which vibrates in truth, that which is universal. And this presence talks a lot through the messages about what we are emerging from, the kind of containment, the kind of tactics, the all-out slavery and harvesting of our energy, because we have remained ignorant of our own power, our own inner authority and connection to that which is. This is what we're awakening back into. This is our natural state. So the only thing I can do is share what I know from my own direct experience and application of what I am learning from this presence, that I have been guided into access to, taught how to do this through these interactions with this presence. The presence has come in the form of what appeared to be extraterrestrials in some cases. In some cases, it was angels. Now, it was probably angels or ETs. I don't know. These names, it's so important not to get attached to these labels, because these labels are born from fragmented consciousness. You have to remember that. The universal field, does not communicate in language. It communicates in energy. And in order to understand energy and unpack and decode energy, one must be freeing oneself of fear that keeps your vibration very dense and low, so you can't unpack this if you're in fear. It's just really, really simple. There's nothing complicated about this. But it took me, decades to learn this. I was a student of this intelligence over my life, and now here we are. And I'm simply, I put myself in a lot of very uncomfortable spaces over the years, because it just left me open and vulnerable to judgment and attack. But I'm okay. I and others like me have survived that, and we survived that. So and kept releasing and transcending the fear, so that we could be present with you now, and to support you and assist you and show you, you know what, you're going to get through this. If your soul and you haven't connected, and it's, the soul says, okay, it's best that, you just leave the body and transcend in that way. That's completely, up to you and your higher aspects of consciousness, your soul. And everything's perfect. There's not one that's better than the other. Then there are those who are here to transcend the fear, to transcend all of what we once thought was real and return to what is real. And it's an amazing process, but it's not. I guess I would say the difficult part is in remaining consistent with this. You keep showing up. You're disciplined with making these connections and speaking your truth and asking for the help that you need. That's crucial. That is the hardest part. And that's something that I have a lot to share on, because I've been practicing this, and I am here now. For as long as I am here, I will dedicate myself to guiding people into the truth of who they are. I never found any compartment or label or club, anything in existence on earth that supported all of what I have learned. This wisdom is written in pieces of documents, and it's threaded throughout all ancient wisdom, and yet, in order to see and understand that wisdom, your consciousness has to come online again to unpack, so that you can truly see, the eyes that see and the ears that hear. I can't stress that enough. This must happen before you can fully understand who you are, first and foremost, what you're connected to, the light and the power that you are connected to, that will help you transcend this old system. But also what you're emerging from, what you have been contained within, and why it made no sense. Now, that's momentary, that reflection on what you're emerging from, the mistakes, the mistaking of the truth. That's interesting, but the far more glorious and fascinating is what lies ahead, with our greater capacities, with our natural state engaged. There's no fighting. There's no, we don't have to war. We simply transcend the world where we once thought we had to fight evil. We bring the masculine and feminine together within our consciousness, and that places us in a multi-dimensional consciousness. It marries our consciousness, our fullness, our wholeness, where we can see and we can joyously move forward. Now, some people I have heard criticize this kind of wisdom that, that's just, love and light stuff. I have to say a prayer for you for the times when, if you think this is not powerful, if you think this is not real, I do pray for your capacities to feel this in your body and to welcome it. Because if one is not prepared for this level of love, it can fry you. It can literally fry you because you're not prepared for it, because you're in your head and you think you know what's going on because you're very smart and intelligent and you have been given degrees by this system. And not that didn't have value. It's had great value, the knowledge that we have acquired from the existing systems. But there are systems with a capital S that you can access now, greater data that fills you in, literally. Through resonance, through, it's just like coming online, like, oh my God, I know everything that was a question or a head scratcher or conundrum or paradox is now filled in. And if you're trying to explain it to the 3D world, though, that's what a lot of us have been trying to do, but we can't reach the limited 3D mind, egoic mind, in order to say, hey, there's more, it's beautiful, it's huge, it's glorious. And then the egoic mind goes, oh, that's a bunch of, hyperbole. That's just ridiculous. These people are lost and we need to be thinking harder now. No, you need to be feeling in order to access the universal, all the spaces in between, your dark matter, all the 97% of what you're not seeing is where the rest of your consciousness is, the rest of yourself. And so anyway, I've been talking like this for years and not reaching very many people, relatively speaking. But I want to focus right now on the ones I have been reaching. And I just really congratulate you for discovering this yourself on your own path and your own awakening. And now we're coming together to just, nod and bow and honor to each other, reflect to each other. Hey, you did it. We're here. We're ready to help others come online. And I just want to say that I love you dearly and I appreciate what you had to go through because I had to go through it too, to be here and be present now. There are teams of these beings who have intended to awaken at this time. There are a lot that didn't, that succumbed to the limitations and had to transcend early on because it didn't work for one reason or another. It worked, but trying to say the overall intentions were not fulfilled in the ways that when they started out. So they went back to the unmanifest realms, and they are connected now to that field, and still very much a part of this project to awaken humanity. So in these times, these chaotic times, these uncertain times, I'm sorry about the pain of losing family members around you and the suffering that is occurring. Also, at the same time, I can see that there is no death, and the passing of your loved ones is actually on the higher vibrational levels. It is a gift to you to say, holy shit, what's happening here? And to not have the usual distractions, the usual comforts that you used to have that kept you asleep. This is a gift to you to, just like the contact experiences, near-death experiences, it's an interruption in your life. And it's saying, there's something more here. And your relations are going out ahead of you and saying, I'm sorry that I had to, initiate or be a catalyst for this pain for you, but you must feel the pain and to transcend it. You must know that it's there. You don't have to wallow in it. You can very quickly move through these levels and layers of pain that have been denied lifetime after lifetime, and come back online. And when you unlock these layers of multidimensionality, you will be connected to your relations again. We're simply disconnected from them in this limited space. So yeah, I wasn't planning on talking so much because this is normally my time where I go deep and connect with this presence. But my work is changing now that people are feeling more. My work is changing. I'm just watching that happen because I'm directly connected to the collective of humanity. So I'm doing this dance with humanity. And what I share is changing. This is the form it's now taking, where I speak from my human experience of what this has been like coming online, what this has been like connecting to Source, what it's like to feel ecstasy in the body, to feel empowered and understanding and knowing without, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, that love is real and our source is real, and we are rejoining our source. And the way we've thought of it before is that we have to leave the body to do that. That's only one way. We can stay on earth, with the mother, marry the mother back to the heavens, and then move forward. This is a reset. It has the potential of a reset. But a lot of people think that's just, governmental in nature. No, governments are from the fragmented world, from the world where you were taught that you were not a divine being, that you needed to be controlled, and you needed to go to work and you needed to contribute to the extreme wealth of those who laugh every day at your ignorance as to how you just still don't remember, and that keeps feeding them because you don't remember who you are. And that's a difficult and sad and uncomfortable topic, but it is real on these in this 3D dimension. So it's time to expand into more dimensions of your consciousness. And again, I only have my direct experience and understanding, my own inner maps of how this is done. And I'm happy to share that, and I do share that. But you're not, your egoic mind is not going to find the markers that it's looking for. It's not going to come to you in the ways that you think. So whether it's me that you're tapping into for inspiration, or it is others, just keep watching how you feel. And are you opening? Are you expanding? Are you coming online directly to where you no longer need to create an identity within that person's teachings, what that person is sharing? Are you coming online? And then when you come online, it's your turn to share in your own way how you came to be online again. You demonstrate it. You reveal it. It flows through you. So it's not about special people with special skills anymore. It's about, hey, I'll reach out my hand. I will lift you for a time if you're interested in hearing more and knowing more about this, my unique project of contact and being taught these things over decades, having it downloaded into me, having the dreams, the out-of-body experiences, lucid dreams. It's all of it comes together now. Every bit of it is coming together now. So I can pass this on to you and help inspire you to be fully who you are. And then we celebrate that together when we're all coming online, and that's when we recreate our world. So I am confident that we can achieve this. I don't know how many are needed to flip this reality to where more of humanity comes online with their multidimensionality, and therefore we recreate a higher dimensional, multidimensional Earth together. There are unknowns. There are things I don't know, but of how this is going to go, because it's not fully just up to me. It's up to the, can we co-create this? And it's very exciting to me. It's why I lived this entire life. A lot of joyful moments and fulfilling moments in my life, but quite a bit of pain and quite a bit of I'm just lucky to be here. I just really feel fortunate to still be here with you. So let's be excited about the potentiality, this space that we're sitting within right now. It says, can you feel the power of that potential? We're all getting to choose what is true now. And then we'll follow that trajectory from this suspended moment in time. And I am committed to further expanding into original source, that connection, becoming more and more lucid and more empowered in every new moment. And I want you to know that that's who you are and that's what you have access to. I dedicated my life to getting into these spaces of understanding where things filled in. And I can now share it with you. It's not a path that you can think. It's a surrender. It's an innocence. When you can say, I don't know what's going on, I know nothing, and you surrender to that light, that love that you've always been connected to, but simply forgot. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it's real. Stay true to that. Stay on course with that beacon. The truth, the divine spark within you. It's about expanding that divine spark now. Not handing it over to those who have profited on many levels from your unique power. Thanks for your courage for being here. Feel the love that you are connected to. It's the most real thing that you've ever felt or will feel and continue to feel expand. Don't be afraid. This is a beautiful unfolding of the divine you in form. Thanks for listening.